Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new review here on my channel, Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Denenberg, and today I'll be talking about the new Apple TV Plus film, Greyhound, starring and written by Tom Hanks. The film is about early in World War II, an inexperienced U.S. Navy captain, played by Hanks, must lead an Allied convoy being stalked by Nazi U-boat wolf packs. If you like movie reviews, streaming platform reviews, TV show reviews, and movie rankings, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell for notifications on all my videos upcoming here in the tank on Max Talks Movies. Also, if you are already enjoying this video, or once you get into it or you're enjoying this review, please give me a like. That really helps with the algorithm and great support for this YouTube channel. Also, if you've seen Greyhound on Apple TV Plus, tell me your thoughts, non-spoiler fashion. Did you like the movie? Did it disappoint you? Was Hanks good? All that type of stuff in the comment section down below. If you don't have Apple TV Plus, or you do and you haven't seen this movie yet, tell me your thoughts down below. Are you excited to see it? Are you going to get Apple TV Plus just to see Greyhound? Tell me all that in the comment section down below. So how this movie review works out, I'll give you my positive, then my negatives, and then I'll give you a score out of 5 stars here. Then I'll add it to my ranking of the year total in the year of film in both Apple TV Plus original movies and the overall year of film for me. This is my 40th film that I've seen in the year 2020. So I was actually pretty excited for this movie. Tom Hanks is a person that whenever he's in a movie, I would watch it. I think he's one of the greatest actors living today. And this film was a very interesting production. Obviously, it was supposed to be released in theaters, but because of the pandemic, it was postponed, and we didn't know what was going to happen with the film. Then I think a month or two ago, it just got plumped on here to Apple TV Plus, and that wasn't a huge sign for me. It's one of the rare movies so far that we've gotten that was supposed to come out in theaters that got moved to streaming service. Artemis Fowl was supposed to be in theaters, got moved to Disney Plus. Lovebirds was supposed to be in theaters, that was moved to Disney Plus. So this is already the third film for 3 different streaming services that was originally going to be released theatrically and got moved to a streaming service. Apple TV Plus hasn't had a lot of original films. They have 2 documentaries and 2 actual films. This is the second one that's come out on the service. And also was interested because Tom Hanks actually wrote the screenplay, just him. He wrote the screenplay for the film. So just to see all of that happen, I was really excited. First, my positives, of course, it is Hanks. Performance, I mean. He makes this film at times watchable. Tom Hanks really does carry this movie. There aren't a lot of other main actors or there are no other A-list actors in the film. So it's really, you're just focusing on Tom Hanks. What I really loved about the movie, though, for sure, is that it's nonstop action. Now, because the movie is an hour and a half long, that's it, a war movie, a World War II movie that is 90 minutes long, and that's with credits. I would say the best part of the movie is that there's nonstop action. There's not a lot of breathing time. Every time a big action set piece, a big war happens, we already go back into another battle. And I love that about the film. It feels like there's the sense of urgency with the script from Tom Hanks. Now, obviously, this is based off true effects, so obviously it's real, but I'm just saying the way the movie is structured lends itself pretty well, especially being 90 minutes long. It's such a contained story, it needs to just be filled with action. And that's what it is. It's a nonstop action throughout the film. Also, I think the film is shot very beautifully. We're literally on the boat with Hanks for the whole movie. We get 2 scenes. We get 1 scene with Tom Hanks on back on shore in normalcy with his girlfriend played by Elizabeth Shue in the first act. That's the only scene that we get in the whole movie that's not on a boat in sea. So I thought that was a very interesting choice. I'll talk about that also towards my negatives as well. But it's a very interesting choice to go with. But I think that lends the movie well for the most part, I would say. The film for me isn't boring, and I was definitely worried about a lot of war movies for me can be really entertaining, but hit a good message, and some can be boring. I was never bored throughout it, also because I knew it was 90 minutes. I knew this film as a whole is not tough to get through. It's only an hour and a half, and it's a rare war movie to be that length. But yes, Hanks' performance, he's super charming. You're rooting for Tom Hanks to succeed at the end of the film, and that will be my positive. So let's move on to my negatives here with Greyhound. There it might be zero characterization for anyone. No one gets any characterization in this film. Tom Hanks, who even writes the script, writes his character to be so bland, so dull, so predictable, and just you don't really care about him other than he's just Tom Hanks. As I said, you get one scene of background 2 months prior to when these actions take place, and he's just talking with Elizabeth Shue. I mean, we understand that basically he has this girlfriend that played by Elizabeth Shue, and he wants to marry her, but he has to go off to sea. That's it. That's all the characters they get. We don't really know anything about Elizabeth Shue. We just know that he's Tom Hanks's girlfriend. It seems like girlfriend. I can't even describe with you that relationship. And then we also know he reads the Bible, and he's had bloody feet for most of the movie. That's about it for characterization for Tom Hanks. You don't really understand his background because this is his first ever mission, there isn't really a lot of background on what he's done previously, but there's no background on how Tom Hanks is even in this position in the first place. And that's where these 90 minutes catches up with it, is that it needed a lot more background and characterization for a lot of these characters. There's also a lot of characters that are in there that we're supposed to care about just because they have some close relationship with Tom Hanks on this boat. But you just don't. I think the closest we've gotten to a relationship was, I think, the waiter, the African-American waiter who continues to make meals for Tom Hanks, even though Tom Hanks isn't eating it. Even though that's pretty bland of a story, it's the closest we've gotten to any great relationship on the boat itself. I don't care for really any of these characters. I mean, you care about Tom Hanks. Stephen Graham is in here as Charlie Cole, who seems like Tom Hanks' #1 guy on this boat. But because there's so much action in it, there is no time to breathe and understand who these characters are as people. And that is where the movie completely suffers. There is not enough characterization, and that's an understatement for this movie. I feel like this movie could have been a really epic film that in theaters also probably would have worked a lot better for me. This film, I think, could have really waited this out. You have the A-lister and Tom Hanks. I don't think you need just to put this on a streaming service. I think the technical aspects of this movie you just can't really see via your regular TV or your computer at your house. So I think that's where this movie also suffers. I think this movie could have waited and done just fine in theaters because there were a lot of technical aspects that I just couldn't pick up from watching it on my TV screen in my room. So all that type of stuff is also put in here. And again, the movie just doesn't have any characterization. That is a huge issue. And the movie just feels dull. The movie feels like it's super emotional, super epic, but it's not. It comes off very bland. And obviously the story, I mean, the true story of the people who actually did this, they should be commended. This is an amazing story, but it just comes off very bland, very dull, lifeless as well. And that all goes to Tom Hanks' script. You don't really you don't really care about him. And then once you already don't care, they give you one scene of he has a girlfriend. Great. Anything else? Nope. We're going into the action. The action doesn't stop for the next hour of the movie. And I wish that they at least took the first 15, 20 minutes to establish who he is, but they just don't. They just give you one scene with Elizabeth Shue, one scene of him reading a Bible, and that's about it. So guys, overall, Greyhound on Apple TV Plus, I gave a 2.5 out of 5, a 52%. For me, it's just an average movie that you'll forget next week. And this might be one of the more forgettable movies that I think I'll probably see all year. It's a shame because Tom Hanks, you can tell he had a lot of pride in this movie. He was the lead and he wrote the script by himself. So this is a project for him. But for me, it just falls completely flat. While he is great and the true story is amazing, there's no characterization in the movie, just comes off very repetitive and dull. Overall in the year for me, Apple TV Plus has already released 2 movies this year. That was The Banker and Greyhound. Greyhound comes in #2. The Banker remains at #1 for me on Apple TV Plus movies this year. And overall, I have now seen 40 films this year. And this one comes out at #22, a pretty weak film, but the fact it's in my top 25 just shows you how weak of a year 2020 has been. Earlier today here on my YouTube channel, I already reviewed the Netflix movie that came out today called The Old Guard. If you guys just coming in here for the first time, thanks for joining me. But I also have reviews of The Old Guard that just came out today. So I'll leave that next to my head at the end of this video. If you liked my review of Greyhound, please give me a like. That really helps with the algorithm so more people can see this. Share the video if you think anyone would like this review of Greyhound. Also, leave me down in the comment section below if you've seen Greyhound. Do you agree with my opinion? What are your thoughts, non-spoiler fashion, of Greyhound? And tell me, are you interested in seeing Greyhound? And if you don't have Apple TV Plus, tell me, are you interested in buying Apple TV Plus just to see Greyhound? Also, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you're just joining me for the first time. If you like sharing platform reviews, movie reviews, TV show reviews, and movie rankings, I'm sure there'll be something here for you. My next video should be coming tomorrow, possibly a live stream with my good friend and actor, Ty Simpkins. If we do a show tomorrow, it would be a 1-hour live stream about The Fast and the Furious. We'll be ranking those films. Also, next week, I'll be doing a franchise ranking of the Pirates of the Caribbean films coming this upcoming Monday. That's my next video here on Max Movies. Thanks for joining me on this review of Apple TV Plus original Greyhound. I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow.